I'm bouncing to that song every day now.
You hum it every day too. I don't know
I
if you
do.
realize that you hum it, and you also hum that throughout the day.
I do. That song is ingrained in my head now. Welcome everybody. Day 10. Holy, day 10 already. That's gone by too quick. We should start over. What do you think? 24 days of giveaway next year.
Are you asking me or are you asking the crowd?
No,
Because I feel like the crowd might have a different response than what I might have.
What I think is what we should do is now they're pointing out my hat right away, Tony. It's nothing to do with my hat today. It may be to do with her yellow sweater or a red hoodie. I don't know.
I came out to the studio and I may have said to Dennis, well, you're wearing red. Should I change? And then I'm like, no, because we're like ketchup and mustard tonight.
Exactly. Meant to be together.
Oh,
see?
gosh.
Oh my goodness. So corny.
Don't lay it on thick.
We were what did we do today? We went fishing today, guys. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun. We actually went out to Elkwater to Reeser Lake. So as we get into all this stuff, guys, make sure you guys are smashing that like button and share it out there. Tonight is gonna be epic. We have some amazing guests in here. We got some really cool topics, and we got the hotline to the federal government the other day, and finally got a response today. So you guys are gonna learn a little bit about a deal we got with the federal government for some stuff. It's been asked, so it's done. You'll find out too. You don't know. I get phone calls when you're not around, Alicia. Hey, Chris Ross is in the house tonight. Hey, Chris, how's it going, buddy? For anybody who doesn't know, Chris is gonna tune in guaranteed every night from now on.
We had Double Down Day last night. And you know what? Chris Ross regularly tunes in. And when Double Down came up, we gave that wheel a spin and Chris's name came up. Well, it was probably one of the nights that Chris was not in studio.
Yeah.
And that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because he didn't respond in time. He wasn't live last night. He was fixing a sled, so we had to give that wheel another spin.
Well, he was actually building a little toboggan for his live imaging, so it's easier to pull around, which I could have used today because I pulled that giant toboggan just for to carry the live with me. But it sure worked good though, didn't it? Lots of fish today.
I don't know. I didn't have any electronics.
Yeah, you didn't need them. You're too good. When you're as good as you are, you don't need any electronics. So, okay, everyone, make sure you hit that like button, share it out there, and let's have some fun tonight.
Let us know where you're tuning in from too. We have had, it's been an interesting 12 days because we have had live viewers from Mississippi, from Michigan, from Minnesota, from North Dakota, and also like coast to coast, so across Canada, and it's been quite the 12 days so far.
Quite the vast exposure this year. Mm-hmm. So we what we're hoping is another thing, in case everyone doesn't know, we also got it's streaming on YouTube as well, so you can bring it up on your 70-inch TV and look at these beautiful faces on a 70-inch TV. How's that sound?
Don't remind me of that.
Ketchup and mustard on a 70-inch TV.
Tyler asked, what were we fishing for? Well, today we were fishing for rainbow trout and we are fishing for tiger trout. And there was a group of quite a few of us, and I think we got we did the best on 20, the lake.
40, must have got 80 or 80 fish or 100 fish between our group.
Yeah, it was a good day fishing, and there was a lot of groups, or there was 3 other groups on the ice, and I didn't see them. I seen them catch a sucker. I didn't see them catching, but you know what was hot today? Every single one of us was using a little teeny tiny 5 mil tungsten, and we were
but it was the color of tungsten too. It was the yellow mayhem tungsten was the color today.
I did okay on the red.
Well, everyone else had yellow, and everyone else did way better.
Anyway,
actually, Kelton and Garth did really, really good.
Yeah, they did well.
Yeah,
but it was the 5 mil tungsten, and you just tip it with a little piece of worm.
Yeah, it was sort of unique today, actually. I found that you actually had to push the worm all the way up. So you had just a little tiny bit of the head of the tungsten, and the rest was all worm, and you had to hide the hook in it. They were really finicky today. So
they were finicky, but you definitely needed those 5 mil tungsten. I know there was a couple people tried a couple other things and it just wasn't as effective. And those teeny tiny tungstens are a go-to for stock trout lakes.
yeah.
Kelton's buddy got a tiger trout too today.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So that lake's really finicky. Some days those tigers, they just sort of move around in these big schools kind of deal. So all of a sudden you'll get a ton of tigers and like a good ones too. Last year Kelton got one and it yeah, it was 22 inches or something. A big male last year. It was gorgeous, gorgeous color. So it's a lot of fun out there. You know, research. I've seen some other things on one of the Medicine Hat fishing pages. Sounds like there's quite a few other people out there that were struggling a little bit. So I guess if anybody from Medicine Hat is watching the live feed, you know, we were anywhere from 3 to 6 feet of water on the south bank, and there's lots of fish swimming around. The only thing I noticed is you could not crunch the ice. As soon as you crunch the snow, they would take off. You had to sit pretty still.
Hey, Myron, just tied on a 5 mil Big Sky tungsten for tomorrow's fishing trip. Yeah, you know what? I can't say that we had that problem today, Kirk, because 5 mil tungsten were working great. All the Big Sky tungsten were working amazing. Like Daniel said, we got close to 80 trout today. So yeah, hit that up. The tungsten are really, we sell a lot of those for panfish, like south of the border, crappie, bluegill. But up here in Canada, a lot of anglers pick that up for stock trout and also
trout,
for perch.
Crappie in the Winnipeg area.
Yeah. So that was really, really popular. But actually, hold on, ask this guy. So we're on the way to the lake this morning. And we're probably about 10 minutes from home. And I say to Daniel, hey, did you remember? Did you remember the tungsten?
We weren't even 10 minutes.
So we had to do a detour. We had to turn around.
We were 2 minutes from home.
And it's a good thing that we turned around because that was the ticket today, was those 5 mils. So
yeah.
And then we're halfway to the lake and somebody forgot his ion battery.
That's all right, because the advantage of that is I know everyone on the lake, so I just borrowed a auger when I got there. It worked really well.
Did we catch anything of size today? Yeah, so for Reeser Lake, we
biggest one was 19 or 20 inches.
19 inches. I got one that was about 17. Kelton took some home that were between 17 and 19.
They're fat though.
They're big.
Yeah, they're
good eaters.
They're 19, but they're nice and girthy. So
yeah, we kept 3.
We don't use jaw jackers, Randy, at all. We if we don't dead stick, we're holding our rods. So did Justin had jaw jacker going? Did he get any on a jaw jacker?
No, not on the jaw jacker. But it was kind of like Daniel said earlier today, it was a finicky bite. You needed that really small presentation. And I even got a few like little tiny like fresh stock. And Kelton even asked me, he's like, how did you even feel that bite? But I hold on to my rod all the time so I can feel those light bites.
That's the old MF stick working again, eh?
Yeah, I was using the MF stick. Yeah. There was something about splake. No, we don't have any splake in the Cypress Hills area. I don't think I've ever even fished for splake.
We have splake in Kananaskis country.
Well,
something I've never caught.
I gotta knock that one off the bucket list.
Yeah.
So it was a good day fishing. Good day fishing overall. You can check out those tungsten at www.bigskyjigs.com. We got nice little loaded cases up there. I had a starter kit. We came back and I grabbed a starter kit, and that did us well all day.
We were using the Streamside MF stick. So I used the 32 medium light today, and I don't know if yours was the medium or medium light. I don't know. Hers was the medium or medium light. I don't remember. Remember which one it was? The lime green MF stick. That was the money stick today. So we had Garth was actually out there using the Apex. That was his dead stick. And the 32 or 34. But his was medium light as well. Really good dead sticks.
Yeah. So it was a good day fishing for us, for our group in particular. And we stayed right till dark today.
Are the pics on the Wonder board? No, we you know what, Myron? Today I didn't even take a picture of anything. I just unwound a little bit and just enjoyed the day. We had deer crossing the lake right in front of us, so it was really nice.
I did tell Daniel I think he needs to take me hunting. We pulled up and I'm like, that a cow or is that a moose? There is and it was both. It was a cow moose on the side of Reeser Hill first thing this morning. It was a big cow. So I hadn't seen moose down in
it's been years
down
since
in
we've seen.
Reeser in years and years and years. So it was kind of nice seeing that first thing this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful day on the water, no wind. It was gorgeous. Cooled off this evening, but yeah, my striker gear kept me warm.
+7 when we started. Didn't even put my coat on all day today.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
Hard to beat that. Oh my goodness, that was so it's been a long day already. So yeah, what do you figure?
Ricky says them trout, they're out there no matter how quiet you are. A jawjacker 50 feet away constantly outfishes me on trout ponds. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, I guess it depends. We fish shallow too. Here's the other thing, just a tip for locals. I see people all the time struggling to catch fish at Reeser. We're fishing anywhere from, one time I had my rod in 2 feet of water, and then anywhere from 2 to 8 feet was probably the deepest. I drilled one hole out in 10 to 12 feet, and didn't get any bites out there. So you're not fishing very deep out there.
Which was weird because when you're looking around with the live scope, you can, like, they're out there for sure. You can see them swimming around. It just sort of seemed that 3 to 6 was the sweet spot today. So
no, Myron, I didn't get any pictures. I caught a couple nice ones. I didn't take any pictures. Kelton got it off my hook so fast.
That's right.
I don't think I seen it again. But I took some pictures. Justin Mullis was out there today, and I took a few photos for him so he can post it up on the Stream Side Out West page.
And the other thing I noticed about the south side of Reeser is there's lots of flood ice. So where you guys were, there was probably 2 or 3 inches and then 3 inches of flood ice. Like there was actual water and then another 6 inches of ice. I went down probably 400 or 500 yards. And I probably had 8 or 10 inches of flood water between the 2 layers on that point. So which really sort of shocked me.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Okay, I got a bone to pick with this guy. So the last 2 times we go fishing, last weekend we went walleye fishing. Today we went trout fishing. This guy pouts when I say, no, I think I'm going to stay home today. And he pouts, and I really want you to come with me. And it's just not going to be the same if you don't come with me. And then I'm going to have to call somebody to come with me. And both times I went out with him, and he freaking takes off, leaves, and I mean, like, not a little jaunt away.
Well, you can't be sitting in the same spot all day.
Across the lake.
Come on.
So I'm sitting in our group with our friends, and I said, well, what's the point in us fishing together? But to top this all off, I wouldn't care so much because he's not the best company on the ice.
Because I outfish you.
Except he leaves me high and dry and takes our lunch kit all the time.
Yeah.
That's kind of a douche move, taking our lunch kit all the time and leaving me there. Last time, he just left me all by myself.
I ate really good today. I had some pizza, I had a Gatorade. I thought it was great.
Yeah, so then I'm like, okay, it's about 1:30, and I'm like, hey, I'm kind of hungry. I guess I'm going to have to make the jaunt across the lake. I walked down there.
Yeah. Myron, I think she's got to find her own boat for next season.
Not a boat, just the ice fishing.
No, boat too.
I finally jaunt down there, get the lunch kit, grab it, start walking back, and this guy comes back right behind me.
Yeah, you know how bad
I walked all that way.
How bad a luck she is. She's starting to walk towards me, and all of a sudden these 2 sleds come burning across the lake. Well, we're in a provincial park, so there's only one thing that means is the COs are on their way. Well, those 2 boys pulled up to me today, Alicia, and they thought, man, we've got the biggest crime of the century busted. Can I see your license? And the other guy's like eyeballing my 3rd rod. It was in my sled, but I had it like across my sled. So he's checks my license and he says, 2 rods? And I was like, yeah, I only ever use 2 rods, follow the rules. And he looks at me in this look like, I got you. Well, what about the 3rd one? I said, it's not in very deep. He goes around and looks, there's not even a hook hanging off it. And I said, yeah, I guess I should drill a hole for that 3rd one then if you want to say I have it. And then he's like, wow, gotta go check the other guys. Hey.
But note to self, if you're an Alberta angler, if you don't know about the Alberta Realm app, check it out because it is super handy. There's a couple people out on the ice that don't know about Alberta Realm. So every year, Daniel and I, when we signed up 2 years ago when they came out with that app, we just do an auto renew. And so every year it just auto renews automatically. So our Alberta fishing license automatically gets renewed. So that
was handy.
That saves me a lot.
When it worked. Yours didn't even work today.
Yeah, mine didn't. My Alberta round wouldn't load down in Reeser. So the guys called it in, like, oh yeah, you do have your license. But that's super handy. The fact that you get that auto renew comes out in April, out on the credit card, and then you're good.
In April.
Yeah, doesn't it renew
April 1st? Yeah.
April 1st. That's what I mean.
Sure
Auto
does.
renew comes out April 1st, so then you're good year after year. Somebody asked about recipes. Okay, here's the thing about recipes. Let me know in the comments section if you have a good trout recipe. I was saying to the guys today that I don't really have a superb trout recipe. And in particular, if you have a good smoking recipe for trout, let me know, because I love candied trout, and we've tried it a couple times and we definitely haven't mastered that. So if you have a good trout recipe, let me know. I'm down for that.
Myron's not winning tonight.
Okay, Myron says Alicia, easy fix is downstairs to walk away, wait for him to get about 30 yards away, and cast an Oreo cookie taped to a DC moto and see him turn tail, come back your way. I agree. That's a good idea, Myron. Except he's got the whole darn lunch kit with him. So
yeah, I got the lunch
probably got
kit.
More Oreos in that lunch kit than
there was Oreos today.
No Oreos today. But next time, I'm definitely, there's going to be a TikTok coming soon. Somebody else seconds that auto renew is the best. Yeah, I agree. Just gets you covered every year. Except for, of course, when we do our travels. Last weekend, we had to get our Saskatchewan licenses.
No, we had them from last year's reprinted. Just don't set the hook on me, Alicia, when I got that Oreo.
I think I will. Yep. Tyler, you know what? I think it's part and parcel. I mean, when people see COs coming, it's typically not out of excitement.
Yeah. It wasn't a horrible experience today. I have a problem with law, to be honest. Call me what I do bad, but leave me alone when I do good. That's sort of how I am. Right?
Mitchell Lily says brine, and then you smoke it and brush it with maple every hour. Huh.
Perfect, Mitchell. How many trout do I need to bring you? So you can brine them, then you can smoke them, then you can brush them with maple every hour.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Kelton was talking about how his dad cans their trout.
They do, yeah.
And that's actually the first time I've heard of people canning their trout. Like, I imagine it would taste like
Keith
salmon.
Pierce, that's what he does.
Cans his trout?
He cans everything.
Stock trout, really?
Cans deer meat.
Huh. Anybody else can trout? I feel like canning in general is kind of going to the wayside.
Yeah, we tried canning peaches 3 years ago, and I don't know, no longer than that now. Anyways, we didn't make we made an effort.
Okay. Okay. You were talking about that question you looked into.
Oh, today. So anyway, so let's talk a little bit about that whole new federal tax, GST, not working against the active targets or live scopes. So I talked to Jason today at the Outdoorsman, and he decided that anything from the Outdoorsman from now till the new year is tax-free for all the electronics. He thought, you know what, if Trudeau doesn't want to give the tax back, Jason says, I'll give the tax back. So he made the call, and it'll work out good. So if you go online, you can go to his website, give him a shout. He'll give you the tax off any electronics he has in stock. I thought that was very generous of him.
Yeah, and the live scopes, he's only got one of each left. So
he does.
I will not be surprised if they don't last long. So that's a pretty good deal. So if somebody's looking for a live scope, hit him up. And if you're not from here, he'll get that shipped out to you, no problem.
Yeah, for sure. And if he can't figure out the shipping with him, I can help him with that. We know a guy, eh? Oh yeah, so it's the stores are all coming together here. So why don't we? I'm really excited for tonight. We should probably get into that so we don't run out of time tonight. What do you think?
Yeah.
So our guest tonight, you know what? Let's just bring them in, and then we'll start that way. I don't want to speak too much here. I'll let them do some of it here. Let's see here. What am I looking for? There we go.
Hold on to me as we go road as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. You get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down, and if you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Well, welcome, Kelly and Kyle Elliott.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
Hey, thank you for joining Big Sky this evening.
Thank you for having us. This is so exciting.
Hey, yes, talk about exciting. So, you know what? Maybe for the folks who have joined us tonight and haven't met you before, maybe introduce yourselves and tell us about the very exciting news.
Well, we're Kyle and Kelly Elliott, and we're from the thriving metropolis of Killam, Alberta. And so Kyle's a heavy-duty mechanic, egg mechanic over at our local John Deere dealership here in town. And we own a storage facility, so that's kind of what I take care of most days. But us and our 5-year-old son, we did kind of a fun thing about a month ago. We bought a fishing lodge, so we're super excited to share this with the world and to get out and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Been,
and you know,
been a long adventure so far to get to this point, and it's exciting to see it starting to come together.
Very exciting.
no kidding. And I think, you know what, Daniel and I were so excited for the two of you. You know what, folks, Kelly and Kyle, you could not meet a nicer couple than Kelly and Kyle. And we are just so excited. It's so amazing to see, you know, customers become friends, and your exciting news, like, becomes our exciting news too. And we were so excited for you.
Yeah, when I talked to you a couple months ago, Dan, and you were super excited when you always answer the phone. Are we going to your fishing lodge yet? And I'm like, yeah, as a matter of fact, you are.
I think we should.
Yeah,
It's pretty amazing. We actually met them at a fishing lodge, Nordic Lodge, actually our day 12,
We
right?
did,
So
for
we were
sure,
up there, and all of a sudden we just stayed in contact.
Mhm.
They come down. Do you remember the day you're like, hey, what are you guys doing today? And we're like, oh, just chilling around the shop. We're here.
Yeah.
Hung out all day, stayed for dinner, had a lot of fun.
Was a
You
good
know,
time,
it's been a lot of fun. When we talk
Be
about
aware of who you tell. You're always welcome.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
we talked about that with Mike and Val, how we did it to them, and
Mhm.
it worked with us too. So it's
Fair
everybody's
enough.
always welcome. Yes. So then, I remember you had chatted about a year ago and said, "Hey, we really like to buy a lodge," and you went back and forth, and and you actually went into Beaver Lake Lodge prior to buying it, right?
Yeah, so we went in about 2 years ago. We went in 2022. And it's kind of funny the whole how that came about. So we've been looking for lodges for, I'd say, probably about 10 years now. This has kind of been our passion and our goal and our dream in life. And so we kind of been going back and forth and looking at listings. And I kept saying to Kyle, I just kept saying, no, that one's not it. It's a fly-in. I don't know that that's what I want to do. Really would like a drive-in. So then one day I was looking at listings and I sent Kyle a listing. I said, it's everything. It's perfect. It's the place. But it's a fly-in, I said. And he just wrote me back and he said, I've been trying to get you to look at this one for 2 months now. And I said, okay, well, maybe this is the one we need to go check out. So we did. And the flight was part of the magic of the trip, right? Coming in on a float plane is pretty spectacular. And the minute we stepped onto that soil, we knew that was our home. So we just, things weren't quite the right timing. And we believe that in life, everything happens at a certain time when it's meant to be. And here we are. We're going to be out at the lake this summer doing our thing.
The journey in between there isn't quite as easy as, then here we
No,
are.
it's sure not.
It's been a long journey.
And I'm really glad we're still friends after all this.
After we have a little bit of a video. We'll show you why we're
Shining moment.
I got a phone call from Kyle and Kelly. I think it was early summer, early spring.
Spring,
right?
it was spring.
And Kyle says, "So what are you doing on these dates?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know. Where are we going?" He says, "Okay, you're in." I said, "Okay, what?" Well, we're going to look at a lodge. So I said, "Well, I'm going to look at a lodge. I've been to lots of lodges. You show up, the food's cooked, right? Everything's ready to go." And then after about 3 or 4 weeks of planning, he's like, "Here's the list of everything we're bringing." I was like, "Why so much?" He says, "Oh, no one's been here in 2 years." So I was like, "Oh, it's that kind of lodge, is it?" So, needless to say, we meet in Saskatoon and make the long journey all the way to Points North. And
500 kilometers of rough gravel.
7.5 hours in the truck.
Anyone who knows that highway knows the pain we went through. Pulling to Mississippi to sleep in an Atco trailer for the night, hotter than bejesus.
In a single bed.
In a single bed, yeah. Not all 4 of us in a single bed. Let's be clear, we had 2 single beds. And next thing you know, we go to land, and the pilot's like, "Where's the dock?" And we're like, "I don't know. That must be it. Pushed up on shore, 30, 40 feet." So he sort of says, "Well, we can't land there." So we end up landing. I don't know how those bush pilots do it, but they're good.
They are, yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, they're good.
He held that plane with a rope until we unloaded the whole plane on a rock.
Yeah, he got out of there real quick. It was to the point we had to actually put boats in the water to bring a boat around to load the boat to come and unload the boat to get the stuff to the cabin.
Now let's be clear, because we have comments coming in. Let's be clear. This is when Kelly and Kyle were in scouting mode.
Yeah.
So this is not
the lodge we're going.
This is not the lodge that they ended up purchasing. But Kelly and Kyle had given us a call. One thing I really appreciated about about the research that you guys did. Was you went in, you did a lot of research, you visited a lot of places, and you think you had some specific things that you were looking for. You were looking for some ticky box things, thinking about the customer experience, the quality of fishing, and I really appreciate the amount of research that you did before you looked at purchasing the lodge, because I think that made, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that really kind of helps solidify exactly what you were looking for.
Yep.
We spent a lot of time going through everything between the lodge and the fishing and the lake itself and the logistics to make sure that it's it has to be an enjoyable experience. Like this is one of the biggest memories you'll ever have in your life, to get onto a float plane and to go to the middle of nowhere. And the only people you're going to see are the people that are in camp with you, right? Yeah. It's a truly amazing thing, right?
Tell me about it. If you could take two couples and you could survive 6 days on a rock with no running water,
and we're still talking to each other.
Yeah. I think that was the best part. Dan says, "What are we doing for showers?" I said, "Dan, we have a lake. Just go down to the beach and have a bath." There was no sand on that entire lake.
No.
And that was the coldest water I've ever sat on a rock to try to have a bath.
and this, once again, we're not talking about Beaver. We're talking about the one we went and scouted, Sava Lake. Yeah. We flew over the lake when we come in. We looked, we thought, okay, you got sort of your bearings a little bit. Thought, okay, well, here, there. This is going to be a good spot to fly. And we got up. Once we got in the water, it was fun. We started exploring, and then Divorce Creek come up.
Divorce Creek. Oh, that was fun.
So
Ellie never got out of the boat.
Nope. I know better.
Well, so I'll play a little video of what Divorce Creek looks like here. Make sure you guys
might not want to watch. Might have
the only reason why we're not divorced is because we're not married.
Turn up your audio here, because you'll get a kick out of Divorce Creek.
Got a couple pictures.
Oh, I'm videoing this shit. Yeah.
So as you can tell, Kyle and I are in the water, and Kelly.
Alicia was too. She was in the water.
Kelly never left the boat.
No.
I wasn't that kind. I was like, Alicia, you're out. Let's get this boat out here. Well, then we have videos of me leaving her in the.
Left me again. This is a theme tonight. You just leave me.
Standing on a rock.
It's because you're a capable woman. I know you're able to do it.
He just leaves me on the ice in the middle of a river and a lake.
A river, yeah.
On these
very rocky river.
Rocks with nothing.
It looked way easier to get into than it was.
Well, and let's be honest, getting down the river into the second lake wasn't near as bad as trying to come up the river against those giant boulders.
Yeah. And of course, we're looking at a map that says shallow. It was shallow.
It should have said not passable. And the intel you had, they said, "Oh, that's a Great Pike Lake."
Yeah.
Well, that was a lie too. That was.
If you were fishing for rocks,
oh my goodness!
I was literally.
We've had some good adventures, right? We've had some. Yep, you're right though. Everything compared everywhere we went. We compared it to Beaver Lodge. Beaver Lodge was the place. It's our place.
Every night, I remember coming back. We'd sit and we'd play crib every night, and then they'd be right. Kyle must have a book this thick from every lodge because he was writing notes. And then I what do you do with that? Well, I compare it to Beaver.
Yeah.
So like when we left there, everything aside, it was a really fun trip. It was all good. We got on the plane and, on our whatever journey home back down to the hotel after the flight, I remember talking about like, do you think that's going to be it? And no, we got to figure out Beaver, right? Even at this point, right? Beaver still wasn't really an option.
No.
And then it wasn't.
It sounds like basically a text message on the way home. And how did that go? You sort of got things lined up perfect, eh?
Yeah, we got, we had the previous owners of Beaver Lodge, they're amazing people. Like anybody that's ever been out there knows, like Randy and Marion, the customer service and like was second to none. You walk in the doors there, your family, right? It is amazing. And then we were actually at a friend's lodge here this fall, and we were on our way home, and we got a text message from Randy, and he wanted to visit and was wondering. He was telling us it's time to retire, right? And so then we got back to talking again, and fast forward, I think that was October. we're in December now, and things have moved along extremely fast, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So let's chat about Beaver Lodge. So let's start, because lots of people are in location. So where it's located, what water body it's on.
So Beaver Lodge it's about 100 air miles northeast of La Ronge. We actually fly out of Mississippi, so that's about an hour's drive up a beautiful gravel road, and you'll end up at actually it's a cool little town of Mississippi. The Ospring Wing Services is who we use to fly out of. It's actually a cool town to tour around. We stopped in there on our trip this summer just to stop and buy ice cream and tour around a little bit, right? It's a nice stop on the road anyways. And then so we fly out of there. The lodge is on Lower Foster Lake. It feeds into the Foster River, which it's I guess what 26 miles in length, the lake. It's 140 feet deep at its deepest point. So the fish you're fishing for is lake trout and pike. That's the two main species in the lake. And before Dan says too much, there's no walleye. Pike's where it's at.
Kyle, if there was a walleye in there, you wouldn't find it anyways, buddy.
No, I probably wouldn't.
I wouldn't find it. I'll show you where the pike are.
We did have a question come in earlier. Somebody asked, how long of a flight is it on the float plane from Mississippi to the?
It's a 45-minute flight. There's 3 different planes depending on the group size that's coming in or out. We can fly either on Beaver, so you'll get about 4 passengers with their gear in there. There's a single turbo otter, which will have 6 passengers and their gear. And then we have a twin otter we can be flying, which is 10 to 12 with all the gear.
Hey, okay. Cool.
And it's remote. Like I believe it's something like 75 miles from the road. Everything comes in and out on the plane. So there's Randy brought a pontoon boat in. He assembled it on site. It's everything comes in on that plane. So when we say it's remote, it is absolutely remote. When Kelly and I were fishing out there, we were in a group of 12 guests. We had 6 boats on the lake, and we were the only ones out there.
Wow.
Look at that tractor boat out in the middle of nowhere, eh?
That's a seat taking that up there. Wow.
It's definitely handy if you have trouble getting around. It's a nice, easy platform to fish off of. The other nice thing is if you want to go out take a group of people out for a sunset cruise, or the shore lunch spot is about a half hour, 45-minute ride up the lake. And you can load up everything you need to take up there for shore lunch. So then you have a really nice, comfortable, everything you want is up there for shore lunch, and everybody in camp shows up at the same beach at the same time, right?
Okay,
so,
most important question. What kind of fishing experience are you hoping to get at Beaver Lodge? Is it quantity? Is it quality? Is it a mix of both? Talk a little bit about, you said lake trout and pike, but tell us a little bit more about kind of the caliber of fishing that goes on there.
It's definitely, it depends on your fishing style. You can be up there for quantity or quality. It really depends on where you go in the lake. If you're fishing the shallows and the weeds, you're going to get a lot of the average pike almost every cast, right? You're casting the shore, you're going to pull in the nice small 24 to 30 inch pike, right? And then you get out into some of the deeper water. When the trout are up shallow, they're nice catching with a spoon, trolling or casting. You can get out, and if you're trout fishing into the deep water, you get some guys out there, and they're only out there looking for the big fish. They're in the deep water trying to pull them out of that deep water column, right? So you can find, when we were up there, we seen everything from lots of fish to amazing fish. I caught a 40-inch lake trout. When I was on the boat, the guy that I was fishing with, Kevin, he pulled in a 36, like right after.
Yeah.
Beautiful lake trout. And then there was some guys that were fishing for pike. They were spending a lot of time fishing top water and pulling in some beautiful pike. We seen pike 41 to 47 inches in that span of a couple days.
I think there was a 49 that night, that same day that you caught yours. Yeah.
There was some amazing fish. There was a storm that rolled through that one day that I caught my nice big fish. And it pushed everybody off the lake for a few hours. We went back out. It was a beautiful rest of the afternoon. And there was some amazing big fish caught that afternoon.
Hey, you know what? I know something about storms and fishing lodges. It seems like the fishing's good right before and right after. Hey, Kelly?
People lose their hats too. Yeah, that too. I forgot about that.
Don't forget about that experience.
Storms coming in.
We bunked with Kelly and Kyle on a rock in the middle of a lake at another time too. We survived, all four of us in a bunkhouse together.
This year the storm was coming hard, and Dad he had live scope, and he was bound. I was going to catch a walleye. He's like, "Oh, there's 3 right there," and I cast and pull in a pike every single time. And
Kyle, you're the only
got stuck on the lake because that storm came in so hard.
Like that was
that was a go to shore. We went to shore twice on that trip.
When you think of a wall of water, that was a wall of water. It was to the point that we pulled our boats up on shore, went onto the cabin, and it absolutely dumped. We actually had to pull the plugs on the boat, pull them up, and pump the boats out so they would float again. They
were sinking.
Water.
Yeah.
We were 100 feet from shore, and we lost sight of the shore. The wall of water came down so hard.
Yeah. David makes a good point. He says fishing is perfect 2 times, just before and just after. Yep. I agree.
Absolutely.
We got lots of questions coming in. So if you have questions about anything related to the lodge or what Kelly and Kyle are talking about, throw those questions in the chat, and for sure we will get to them. Kelly and Kyle, I seen Justin asked about burbot. Do you know if there's burbot there?
Yes, there is actually.
Yeah, there is.
So again, they're going to be deep, but they are. When we were out there, we actually had a good feast of burbot the one night. A couple guys came in with some. So.
That's good to know. I always like going out kind of at dusk and throwing those glow jigs down and hammering the bottom for burbot.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
I was just so one of the things you guys can do once we're off the feed here is you go to beaverlodgeflyin.com, and you can actually see a lot of really cool stuff. I was just actually playing through your website a bit here, and the lake's it's up to 140 feet deep. 18 and a half miles is the surface area. That's incredible.
Yeah. And it's really nice where the lodge is situated. Even when you have poor weather, there's a beautiful bay. You can go behind the lodge that's pretty protected in order to go. You can go do some pike fishing. We had a day the last time when we were out there that the water to get out in the main lake was really rough. We just stayed back in the bay. There was trout fishing right straight out of the camp there, and we kind of hung in there until it got nice out and we got out into the lake. So
it's nice and protected.
It is nice and protected where the lodge is.
For sure.
Yeah. Makes for a nice fishing experience, right?
Well, and speaking of the lodge, maybe share a little bit kind of specifically about the lodge and the accommodations and boats that you're running out of Beaver.
So there's some great history about how Beaver Lodge got its name. So it was actually Jacques Cousteau went out in, I believe it was 1974, and him and a crew constructed the kind of the main part of the lodge. And they did a documentary, I think it's called Beavers of the North. And so they actually had 2 beavers that were living in the lodge with them. So you can still see remnants. Like they've kept on the bathroom door, there's scratch marks from the beaver, and there's the little ramp that goes into the lodge from the beavers that they were letting go in and out. And so that's kind of some really cool history of it. And then it kind of sat dormant for a while. And I believe it was 1986 when one of the owners had bought it and started it as an actual lodge. So it's been running for quite a few years. And so Marion and Randy, who we've purchased the lodge from, they've had it for 25 years, and they've done some amazing things with it.
Yeah, so currently there's 5 cabins. There's the main lodge with the kitchen and the dining area. That's the dining area picture right there in living room. There's, I guess, 5 cabins and a little workshop where we can keep all of our stuff to maintain the boats and stuff. We're running 16-foot Lund boats with 15-horse Hondas on them.
And we also have the pontoon boat.
Yeah, and a pontoon boat.
And a beautiful sandy beach out front. So there is some kayaks and stuff up there as well to get out and do a little sightseeing.
Yeah. And if you're real brave and you want to try to reel in a fish off the kayak, you can take your fishing rod out there with you too. It's tougher than it looks.
I bet. There's some questions are coming in. Do you have guides per boat, or is it all self-guided?
It's all self-guided. But I will be available if somebody's having trouble and they're not getting into the fish or having trouble finding their way around. We'll jump in and we'll make sure you're having the experience that you're wanting to have out there, right? We'll get you on the fish and get you out there. I did see somebody ask about winter roads to get in for ice fishing too, was a question I seen come through. There's no winter roads. So the cap isn't set up for winter use. So right now it's just summertime. So our bookings open up. We're booking for June 1st to the end of September.
So. That's another good question around kind of opening and closing of the season as well. Yeah.
And September, your weather, we are quite a bit north. Like if you look at the map where Lower Foster Lake is, it's kind of in between the south end of Reindeer Lake and Fort McMurray. That's kind of your line across. So you are a fair bit north. September can bring in some cooler weather, maybe a little bit of snow or flurries, but your trout are generally coming up out of that deep water. So your fishing actually really gets good in September too. So your September is a month that if you want to get out and get some good fishing in, it's a great opportunity.
When you and Kelly were there during your trip there, what time of year did you go up?
We were there the middle of July was when we went in.
Yeah, okay. And the fishing was good.
It was good. In July it was good. It was hot because it was really hot that year. Yeah. It
was it was beautiful time of year, and the weather was good while we were there. We got pushed off the lake once, and then for that really big storm, and then we had a day where we kind of stayed into the bay for about 4 or 5 hours, and then after that, it was really good. Yeah.
Hey.
And the lake's Canadian Shield, so it's rock everywhere. So the scenery is second to none.
Beautiful.
When you're looking around, you see the rock faces coming up, and you're fishing in rock. Like it's different to describe. Like we come from Alberta fishing where you're always looking for weed beds, and out here the drop offs, they have amazing rock drop offs where you can cast to the rock and pull back, and the pike, like they'll jump right out of the water for your hook. It's amazing fishing.
I seen that picture of that lake trout you caught there, Kyle. How big was that one?
That was a 40-inch laker.
I seen that. I'm like, I wonder if Kyle took that off the wall of the lodge. And
if it was a walleye, I would believe that. But a lake trout, he can catch lake trout.
Yeah.
Couple
Yeah.
of questions coming in. People are asking if there's going to be any electronics for the boats or availability for rent at the lodge.
There are on all the boats. There's electronics on all the boats for depth and fish finders. They're already mounted, ready to go. The boats will all have 15 horse engines on them with spare fuel in them, ready, everything you need. I'm not 100% sure if all the boats are set up with it, but something we're thinking about is downriggers. We do have a couple on a couple of the boats, so some people really like to fish that way instead of just with a weighted line when they're trolling for trout. So
yeah,
but definitely jigging trout and jigging for your burbot. That's big out there too. So.
Couple people were asking about tackle on location. If you're gonna have a selection of tackle that will work for Lower Foster.
Absolutely, we're gonna have some tackle out there. We'll have some Big Sky jigs. We'll probably have some TC Motos and Black Pine tubes out there. I really like tubes for trout. That's kind of my go-to. Some bigger jigs, they work really well as well.
Yeah.
And then your Len Thompson spoons. You can't go wrong with that for pike. So we'll have some of that out there. We'll probably have, as Dan knows, I'm very hard on fishing rods. I'll break a fishing rod.
Buddy, we just told everybody we got a rod you can't break. Our new warrior rod, buddy. Those are going to be at your lodge for sure.
Yeah. So we'll have spare rods there, and we'll make sure that you have the gear you need for you're
sure.
out there. But yeah, my son's brand new fishing rod that lasted did we make it 2 days before I tried to build that with it?
But you did try to lift a net from the bottom of a lake.
Yeah.
I didn't want to lose that hook.
Not like a catch net, like 100-yard gill net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. Got to use the warrior rod for that.
Brad McNeil asked again, what size of boats and motors are you running out of Beaver?
They're 16-foot boats with 15 horse motors on them, and then an 18-foot pontoon boat with a 40 horse.
Hey. Myron asked about the burbot. If you happen to know what depths you're finding burbot at.
Where were we at? I think we were at 80 feet.
I think so,
75 or 80 feet when we were fishing for them out there. Yeah. There was two guys in the lodge that were really fishing for them. Kelly and I didn't fish much. We went out the one day when we were out in the bay, we were fishing for them. But then once it opened up, I love pike fishing, and we went touring.
Hey.
So.
Earlier on, somebody asked about, is it a trophy fishery? Is it a retention lake? Can you speak to a little bit about that?
I've seen a lot of nice fish. Like the fish that I've seen coming out of there are some beautiful trophy fish. They have for the last 25 plus years. If you want to take your catch home, they have no problem with that. And I think we're going to continue that for now. And I think the fishery can support it. We're not hitting that lake very hard. But the size and numbers of fish is amazing. Like when you can go out for a trip and see people pulling in mid to high 40s for pike. We have one mounted in the lodge at 48 inches, a nice 48-inch pike. And then we're seeing like lake trout, or you start seeing them in that 36 to 40-inch range, which are beautiful lake trout. So, and plenty of them.
Justin asked about the limits then.
We're in the northern zone, so you're 3 Lakers and 3 pike. So, and we'll verify to make sure nothing's changed here in the new year once we get out there and make sure everybody's on the same page, right?
Ooh, barbless
And,
or
and it is the northern zone, so it is barbless. Yeah.
see? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Myron has a good question. He says, is it both of you guys on site all 4 months, or are you going to have other staff up there?
So that's going to be the part that we're mostly excited about. We're doing this as a family operation. So if you come out to see us, you're going to see Kelly and I. We're going to have Atlas will be 6 years old by that time. So we'll have our 6-year-old son out there, and we're going to have a cook on site with us. So, but we're going to be there. We're planning on flying out the end of May to open up camp, and we will be the last ones out of there. We're going to be there the whole summer.
I didn't tell you I'm booked at the end of May.
You might have to go get your boat a little bit later.
I may have forgot to tell you that, but there's things in the works. I'll catch you up.
Well, and you know what? We had a good question come in earlier. So you're going out there. It's going to be a family-run operation. So Atlas is 5 years old right now. Your son's going to be out there with you. Quentin also has a son, and he asked, anything out there for the kids?
So we are going to be taking, we're going to have a lot of stuff out there for the little guy to keep him busy. So there will be some stuff out for the kids. We're going to make sure that we have life jackets. Everything's going to be set up so that people can bring their kids out. And we are going to offer a special rate for kids that are 12 and under. We're big into wanting to have this as a family operation, and when we go on fishing trips, he comes with us, right? And I kind of expect that with a lot of people, right?
And there are future guests, right? So we want to get them out early and enjoying and sharing in our passion.
We got, he's 5 years old. This summer we went up to Nordic Lodge on the bus trip with you guys, and he spent 5 days. Was it 5 days on the boat or 4 days?
3 days on the boat.
And he has his 6-foot fishing rod casting. He was doing really well.
Yeah,
he had a 6-foot fishing rod because I broke his 5'5" one. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you offer and this is obviously you guys are still working on this kind of stuff, but people are already asking you if you offer like corporate trips and stuff like that.
Absolutely. So we offer group discounts. So if you're booking a group of people that are six people or more, we're offering a 10% off. If you're 10 people or more, 15% off. And if you book 10 or more, we have a guest capacity of 15 in the camp. If you book 10 or more, the camp is going to be just your group.
Your
right?
group, yeah.
So
yeah, we can definitely work with figuring out some packages that work for everybody.
Yeah.
15's a nice size too. Like, we have some experience with group trips, and 15 is a nice comfortable size.
Yep. For sure.
Everybody leaves almost like a family, right? And you're nice, you're close, you're a tight-knit group, right?
Yeah. Great question coming in from Andrew. He asked, is it outhouse or do you have running water? What does that look like?
It is a absolutely beautiful facility. We have, so in the main lodge, we have a full kitchen. So meals are served like a buffet style. There's going to be everything there. We can make you a lunch for your trip, or you can make your own lunch. We'll have everything available. We do a shore lunch once per trip. There is a full bathroom and shower in the main lodge. We have 3 of the cabins have full bath
with showers.
With showers. Yeah. 2 of the cabins they don't have showers and bathrooms, but on the back side of the lodge, there's a beautiful shower bathhouse.
Two bathrooms.
2 bathrooms
for those lodges or those cabins.
For those 2 cabins, and they're just a walk outside of the doorstep to them. So
hot water
and
full.
There's hot water. It's all your full amenities. So when you come out, we have high speed internet. We got a Starlink out there. So we'll also have if the Rider game's on, you can watch the Rider game. So
hey. Mitchell Lily's pushing it. He says, is there a hot tub?
Not
No, not yet. But I think if Carl gets his way, there'll be
yet.
something.
If I get my way, we might have one day, but not
Hey, to
not
be
currently.
continued.
But
So, and
there is a fire pit overlooking the lake. So if you're not too tired after fishing all day, there is a chance to sit out by the lake at the fire and have a few drinks.
That's right. And you're gonna have internet out there, obviously.
Absolutely,
yep.
yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
Just for clarification, Myron asked again about capacity, and they can host up to 15 people.
Mm-hmm.
So we were there's a couple questions here asking about, Dan should set up a group trip for Lakers there. So we're Randy and Myron as well. We actually do that, and they're actually we're gonna let them get situated for a year, and then that's actually gonna be on our list. The first 15 to sign up are gonna get to come in.
And 15 people, listen, for
It
20,
goes quick.
if we're talking 2026 season, if you're tuned in live and you have an interest in joining us on a group trip, please write us, because that would be like an overnight sell, I think. So let us know if you have an interest in that, because it doesn't take much to fill up 15. So
No.
Yeah.
send us the message.
We're hoping hopefully Dan and Alicia will get in this summer here to go do a little bit of fishing, and that'll get them spoiled too.
Well, you got to come in to make sure it's perfect for all the kind people that want to come with.
That's right, eh?
That's actually one of the things we chat a little bit about, is when we do the group trips, a lot of the lodges we get to go in and experience it first, and I'm very excited to see what you guys are going to do, and how are you going to put your touch onto the lodge, right?
Mhm.
Yep. We were very adamant that anywhere we went we had to know the fishery, and we needed to really know the place before we kind of decided to start looking at actually buying it. So like we put a lot of time and a lot of effort into making sure that when we sat down and we brought this out, that we knew where we were going to be. And it's I believe that, like, when you want to come out and proof the lake before you put on a trip, that's how I operate too. So
yeah,
I
tell me about it. Except this time I won't get dropped off on a rock.
Well, we can figure something out.
There's a dock and a beach this time.
We
can drop you off on a rock though.
Uh-huh.
We don't spend 3 days building a dock so the plane can pick us up.
See, Myron,
Yeah.
you're right.
Exactly.
Myron says
With
put
no
that-
tools.
He has this tool belt ready and waiting. Well, we needed that for Saba because we had to build our own dock, or the plane wasn't coming back to get us.
I tell you though, I've never heard a grown man scream so loud though, coming out of the outhouse and seeing a porcupine.
Who was that? That wasn't me.
That must have been Kyle.
Oh no, I said
Was
grab
you?
the shotgun. That's not a scream, that's a command.
I just heard screaming. That's all I heard.
No, I was grab the
Hey,
shotgun,
hey.
and here comes Kyle running out of the main lodge with a shotgun, throwing one in the chamber. Where is
No
it?
shoes on.
Yeah, I didn't even have shoes on.
Kelly, it's because he's scared of a little prick in the outhouse. That's what it is.
Yeah.
This is a kid-friendly show. Remember
We're
that.
talking, what are you talking
Oh
about?
my goodness, you are too
Good
much.
times.
Is your booking season open now? If so, how does somebody reach out to you to book?
Yeah, it definitely is open. So we've got a Facebook and Instagram page going now. We do have a website, so that is beaverlodgeflyin.com. That's going to be kind of in the works, updating that a bit. But you can give us a call. You can shoot us a text. You can reach out through email, whatever is easiest for you, and we can hopefully get some dates set up for you.
We're open. You can call anytime. And the website will be changing. We're actually in the process right now, getting a new one built. So we updated all of our contact information on it, and it's so you keep posted. Lots has been happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. there's a lot more than just some guys fly in, catch some fish, and fly out, eh?
Yeah, there is.
Mhm. Huh?
Yeah,
A good
lots
question.
lots of
Colin.
planning going into it. We've already started purchasing all of our gear, all of our stuff that's going in with us
Preparing,
next year, and prepping. You know, the end of May comes really fast, so
Mhm.
we got to make sure all of the check boxes are checked before we go.
And Lord knows you're gonna have a list with check boxes.
Absolutely.
And a lifetime supply of beans. Let's not forget about the beans for Kyle.
Oh yeah, the boys and my beans.
I love
Gary-
beans.
I can
If you-
guarantee you, when you go there, you'll get a fresh can of beans for sure lunch.
Every meal.
You might not have fish, you might not have corn, but you will have beans for sure.
So you know, if you've hung out with me a lot, your meals are. You know, we work with anybody. If you have any dietary concerns, we'll make sure that let us know, because we'll work around that
For sure.
completely. I love to run the smoker, so there's chances are the smoker will be running a lot while you're up there between smoking fish or ribs or anything. And I love beans, so if you want beans for every meal, I have no problem with that. I'll sit down and eat them with you too.
So let's get back. Hold on, let's get back to this. So if it's a fly-in, do you have predetermined trip durations? What's a normal trip look like, start to finish?
So we are a little bit flexible on the predetermined trip. It really we're gonna make our bookings try to fit all together. But a lot of people so we have it currently. It's a 4-day trip is your base trip. And then a lot of people add on the 5th day. You make a big trip up there. Some people come from a long distance. They like to add that extra day. So we meld the schedule together and make it all fit, right? So
So typically how it looks is we fly out of Mississippi usually around 7:00 in the morning. So you'll come in at 7. When you're coming in, guests will be leaving. So you'll come in, drop your bags, have some breakfast, and then we get you out on the lake. We get you out right away on the lake so that you have that full day of fishing. And so we get your cabins and everything all ready while you're out fishing. And then you're going to fish for a few days, and then you'll fly out first thing in the morning when that plane comes in with new guests.
So a 4-day trip is 4 full days of fishing.
Mhm.
You'll fly in at 7 in the morning. So you'll be at the lodge at 8,
about 8 o'clock.
have breakfast, you're out fishing. The 5th day, so if you're flying out on the 5th day, the plane's there, you'll be loading the plane at 8 in the morning.
First thing in the morning,
And then
yeah.
flying back to town, which gets you, the nice thing about that is you're back in Mississippi by about 9 o'clock in the morning. You have all day to drive to travel wherever you're going, right? You're not showing up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and then you can't even make it anywhere on the road,
That's
right?
right.
That's right. When you fly in, where are they going to leave their vehicles?
So at the airline in Mississippi, they are absolutely incredible. When you get to the airline, you'll go check in. There'll be a little bit of paperwork for you to do, and then they'll tell you where the plane is at the dock. You back your vehicle down to the dock, unload everything into the plane. Once you do that, you give the keys to the guys that are at the dock there. They'll valet your vehicle. When you fly back in, your vehicle's already parked at the dock when you pull up.
They run it very smooth.
Yeah, it's very smooth. It's
yeah.
very smooth.
We've used their services there
It's
quite
great.
a bit. It's the
it's
slickest
very,
thing ever. When your plane lands, your truck's backed up to the dock somehow, and they
Yeah.
know everything.
Mhm.
It's not
Tyler's
Air
got a
Canada.
question. Yeah,
Your baggage isn't missing. And
Tyler's got a question. So if a group of 2 goes up, are there more groups out, or is it just the 2 of you for the 4 days?
So what we'll do is we'll plan we fill the lodge, right? So if a group of 2 goes up, chances are you'll be in a plane with 8 other guys. So everybody or girls, everybody will show up at the plane at the same time, and you'll be in the Twin Otter. There are chances that you might be into a slower part of our season where you could be the only guest coming in, and then at that time you'll probably be in the Beaver flying out. If you're coming in, there's only max capacity is 15, so at most you're going to see 7 boats on the water, right? So,
But you
And-
will have your own accommodations. So if you are a group of two, you don't have to worry about sharing a cabin with somebody else or another group that you're not familiar with, right? So you will have your own accommodations if you are coming in.
Yeah.
That's how you make friends.
yeah.
No, sleeping in the nude and cabin sharing is not a common thing, Daisy.
Here, I have a really important question. Hold on. This is a good
Okay.
one. So,
I have an idea where this question's going.
what do you do for power all night when people have a sleep app machine?
So, yeah, you don't like it when your sleep app machine shuts off. Do you?
Nope, sure don't. Brought my own
I've never
battery
seen
pack.
anybody wake up.
Sit
You
straight up in bed.
stood up in bed.
Yeah, you can't breathe when you got no air coming to you.
So we have a generator that runs 24 hours a day. So the camp is fully powered. That generator's running 24 hours
With
a
a
day.
backup generator. Right?
There's a backup generator out there. So generally, if there is a change in the gen set, it happens during the day when nobody's in camp. It's if we're doing laundry, we'll fire up the bigger generator and shut down the small one, or if we're servicing it. So yeah, no, the generator runs all day and all night. So it's not just your sleep apnea machines. We have the internet going. We have a commercial ice maker out there that's running so that way you have some ice for your coolers for when you're out on the lake with your lunch, and if you need some ice in your pop at night, or So
Yeah.
We've had multiple questions come in just regarding bears up there.
it is northern Saskatchewan. There are bears. We do have a bear scare kit handy, so we will have bear spray for if you guys want to take. There's a hiking trail that goes to Anderson Lake. It's about a 2-mile trail. If you guys want to go for a hike out there, we'll make sure that you have some bear spray with you. We have stuff to keep camp safe, and I know when we went out there hasn't been issues. And talking to the last owner, he said he hasn't had any issues either. I think he did say once they had a bear that wouldn't leave him alone for shore lunch, so they packed up. And then there's 2 shore lunch locations that they use, so they got annoyed and they moved down to the other one, right? But it is, I can't remember the number that they said for black bears in Saskatchewan, but there is a very healthy population of them.
Sounds like I know where I'm going hunting black bear. There's got to be a spring bear up there, eh? What did Randy said? Randy asked, Dan, do you use a CPAP battery? No, I have it's called an ARC 3 by Energizer. Actually, it powers my CPAP for 2 full days without any power. Well, I learned real quick that I got to make sure I can breathe at night.
Yeah.
It's tiny. I use it for all my hunting trips and everything now.
Oh, we got some.
That little battery pack ran the Starlink too when we needed it.
This summer, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 10 hours or something like that. Like it ran it for a long time.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Great question coming in from Myron. We got some really great questions coming. Okay, so Myron asks, is there a set time that all boats have to be back at the lodge?
So we like to have everybody back at the lodge for supper at 7:00. The nice thing about that is it's a check-in. If it gets too late, we want to be, there's a lot of water to be going out and looking, right? So everybody's back in for supper. If somebody hasn't checked in, then I'm out going looking for them, right? So if you want to go back out after supper, that's great. There's good fishing right around the cap. So some guys like to go just cast for some pike out in the weeds out behind in the bays out back, and that's a good time to do it, right? And that's something we never talked about. I've never done it myself, is fly fishing for pike, and I know Randy's done quite a bit of it. There's a few people that have had that rave about fly fishing for pike up there, right? So it's kind of on my bucket list. I think if I get a chance this summer, it's something I want to start doing, right? I have done some topwater fishing with some topwater baits for pike, and it's fun watching them. The water just comes alive when they go for it, and that's something fly fishing does too. So right behind the lodge, there's some nice spots that are good for that. So.
Well, and going back out at dusk too, if you're interested in catching some burbot, having the opportunity to go out after dinner, that's a prime time for burbot. Mitchell asks, are you going to supply 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and supper?
Absolutely. Yeah, breakfast, lunch, and supper. And then we will do a nice shore lunch once a week. The lunches, like I said, are there's the bag lunches. We can make you a lunch, or you can make it in the morning while you're there. You're not going to go hungry. There is going to
I
be
can contest to that.
Yeah, okay.
They feed you well, and when you're full, they tell you finish it up.
Yeah.
You gotta have the magic spice though for your fish. Just saying.
You do.
Yeah, magic
The
spice.
secret.
Yes,
That's a secret spice. Nobody
Yeah.
knows it.
I have a few bottles of it on order. It's
I was
that's
gonna say
an absolute necessity.
you're gonna need that and beans in bulk, Kyle.
Yeah, that's right.
Nick Best has actually a really good question here. What do you have for medical? Would anyone be trained with a higher level of first aid, or would they get flown back to Mississippi quick?
So we're gonna do like we will definitely make sure that we are up to date on our first aid, so we're able to help as much as possible. We do have an AED machine out at the lodge as well, so that could come in handy. But I would say that the flight back is probably what would happen, right? Is we would get the flight company out there as soon as possible, and we'll get you back to where you need to go.
Yeah, and that's remembering we are remote. So when you are doing things, you got to remember you're remote.
Yeah, when things go bad, they go bad quick.
Yeah.
Bad.
Absolutely. So first aid is the route. Even if we do call a plane, it is a long ways away, right?
It is, yeah.
But yes, Kelly and I are actually going here probably February, I think, to go renew our first aid just to make sure that we're 100% up to snuff on that.
Yeah.
So.
Of course. Yeah. Myron says he likes the check-in system. Everyone gets some freedom, but yeah, Papa Bear still watches out for you, wants to know where their guests are.
For sure.
Absolutely.
David said, hey, any thoughts about getting walkie-talkies for the boat? They have some pretty powerful ones for decent money these days.
Yeah, we are looking at some other options other than just check-ins. That's kind of a work in process right now. So, because I like to know where everybody is at all the time. It's just it's a comfort thing too, right?
Sure. Judy asked, we talked about this earlier, but when does the lodge open and close for the season for bookings?
We are going to be, our first trip in is going to be June 1st, and then we will be closed up at the end of September. So depending on how full our bookings are will dictate how far we stay in September.
Hey.
I like Tony. CPAP / live scope combo.
Oh, gosh.
See? That's why I got that battery there. It powers everything.
Then you got to hit the outdoorsman for no tax.
Yeah,
for CPAP and
that's right.
and a live scope.
I'm still amazed at that battery. That thing was, and that little fold out solar panel you had, how fast that charged it. It was unreal.
Yeah, I would that's actually something you guys should probably think about having something like that up there. That's pretty handy to have in remote places. That thing lasts forever too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and just as a backup for anybody who might need it, right?
Yeah, that was it was worth its weight in gold when we were up there for sure.
Oh yeah.
Morgan was asking, is there a cash bar or is it BYOB to the lodge?
It's BYOB to the lodge. So when you book a trip with us, the trip what it'll entail is your flights from Mississippi to the lodge and back are included. Your meals are included. Your boat, your fuel, that's all included. So when you come up, bring your own beer and bring your own fishing tackle. Like I said, we will have some stuff that you can use at the lodge. We are also going to have a store in the lodge as well with some extra stuff.
And that includes all the bedding and everything like that.
Yeah, bedding and all your towels and everything you'll need. So really, you just need to bring your clothes and your tackle and your what you'd like to drink.
It's
Yep.
simple. You bring a rod, a TC Moto tube, a Heckler hammer, a paddle tail, a 5 of diamonds, and a can opener for the beans, and you're good.
And if Dan's coming, 100-pound bag of lead weights.
Yeah. You
We don't know
gotta
what we're fishing for yet.
book 2 planes when I fly in, buddy.
Myron, no, you don't need sleeping bag, and that's a convenience at Beaver because we've had opportunities of going to different kinds of lodges, and sometimes having to bring your own bedding, it can get a little tricky if you have a max weight for what you can take to a lodge, or you have max space. So not having to pull up a sleeping bag, pillows, and all your bedding, that's really that's nice. Not have to plan for that. It means you can bring more fishing tackle. So that's a convenience. We had another lady.
One thing I've
Elizabeth.
seen there too, Alicia, is don't forget your rain gear.
Yeah.
We've been on multiple trips where
Yes.
I've thought, oh, the weather's going to be
Yeah.
great. So I haven't, and that was a regret. So, not having to bring your own bedding, you can bring more clothing.
Yeah.
You can bring that rain gear. You can bring some warm clothes. When you're out on the boat, even in the middle of July, you never know what you're going to need. Sometimes that warm clothing is really nice.
Elizabeth had asked about washroom facilities again, and Beaver does have running water. They have full showers, and they have hot water. So
Yeah.
that's a nice convenience.
Yeah, the weight limit for the planes, 50 pounds of baggage per person. That's
Yeah.
very, very standard for just about every lodge now. It's 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's plus or minus a couple pounds. It's not like Canada, Air Canada, where they measure it just
And I guess to speak on that, the big reason that they say 50 pounds, the capacity of the plane doesn't change. It doesn't matter how many guests you have, it can only haul so much weight. When you're coming out, you're flying out with everything that's needed for that trip, right? So there's going to be some fuel coming with you. There's going to be your food coming with you.
Groceries, yeah.
Everything
Supplies coming in
that
as
you're
well.
bringing. It's actually there's more stuff coming onto that plane than people. It's
amazing what they can put on a plane and how good they can pack them.
so-
and don't feel nervous at all sitting beside a 100-pound propane tank flying through the air.
it's actually when you first see all the stuff you're putting into the plane, you're not sure how you're getting in there, but they pack it amazing.
Yeah.
They're so professional. Like everything's tied down. It's tied down better than you're tying it down in your pickup truck coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did a pretty good job, buddy.
We did actually.
Yeah.
We had a lot of stuff. 4 of us, when we went on our trip this summer, 4 of us had. My truck was a foot higher than the box,
Yeah.
and then the cab was full of stuff too.
Yeah. You would have thought we were going for a 2-week trip, and it was 4 or 5 days. Like,
Mhm.
We had a lot of stuff.
oh, David's got a good point here. Propane tanks are buoyant. They're your life preservers.
Oh, there you go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're watching, let us know in the comments section. If you were headed up to Beaver, would you want to be going for Lakers or would you want to be going for Big Pike? Let us know in the comment section. How many lake trout anglers we got? How many pike anglers? If you could only choose one, what would you be going for?
I love fishing for pike, but Lakers are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Is Rod on here? Kelly loves it when Rod comes by and steals her fish.
Hey.
You don't let them anywhere near my boat.
Oh,
It's
Mr.
funny.
Rod.
The last couple trips we've been on with him, every time that they go trolling past us, he catches a fish. Almost
There
every
you
time.
Looks like you got lots of Laker fishermen.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
all the trout are going to be for you, buddy.
You know what's funny, when we first started, the first time I ever caught a Laker, I wasn't even sure what to do with it, right? You're like, is it edible? And I found shore lunch with a lake trout. Oh, you can't beat it. It's wonderful. The
It tastes
fish
delicious.
is incredible to eat. It's delicious. And then you get my secret spice on there. Oh, it's even better.
Yours.
Rod is watching, and he says, "I'll steal everyone."
Oh, Rod.
That's funny.
You got to stay on the other side of the lake, my friend.
We got special accommodations for when Rod comes.
Yeah, no,
I can honestly say when we book our trip for 2026, it's gonna fill up overnight. I think E2. I think it's So, okay. Well, what do you think? Anything else you want everybody to know about the lodge?
What do we want everybody to know? Oh,
Besides, it's got a sand beach. Like, did everyone see that?
it does.
Like,
It has a beautiful sand beach, and you can walk out into the water a little ways, and it's beautiful. It's
like, forget
not
Mexico.
something that's common, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is like the Canadian Mexico of the north.
No
Nice
kidding.
sand beach, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe we need to get a volleyball net, Dan. We'll have a tournament.
I'd like to see that. I'd pay good money to see that.
Would you?
I would.
Oh my! Hold on. How much are we talking now?
Oh,
Play some 2-on-2 or something, volleyball on the beach.
Will you cover my medical bills and have a plane waiting though? Because there's
Okay.
a chance I'm going to get hurt.
Don't worry, Kelly's not allowed to play any sports while we're out there.
No.
Kelly needs to just walk straight and concentrate so she doesn't break stuff.
I was
That's right.
walking straight. The ground underneath me just wasn't very secure.
Yeah, nice.
I guess.
Myron,
Yeah.
Myron says there'll be so much interest in a Big Sky trip. You could do a Big Sky month, a continuous in and out for 4-day trips.
Oh, I like that.
Back
Yeah.
and forth, right?
I don't think Kelly and Kyle would mind that.
No,
Nope, not
not
at
at all.
Everybody's welcome.
Dan. Oh, Tony says Dan in a Speedo. No thanks. Yeah, I agree. Tracy says Big Sky should just pre-book the whole 2026 season so we can all come on out. Well, Tracy, you know what we said earlier tonight? There was lots of people throwing in the comments that there's interest. Listen, capacity is 15. We will be going in 2026. So if you have an interest, then please message us after the show, because if we post this publicly, I imagine it'll be a sellout. So if you're interested in that 2026 trip, here's the other thing about that is that it also gives you some time to kind of save and also plan for that as well. So if you have an interest, send us a message after the show. Or if you're interested in booking your own trip and heading out for the 2025 season, what's the best way people can get in touch with you, Kelly and Kyle?
So we have our Facebook and our Instagram pages, so that's a great way to reach out. You can also give us a call. You can email, text, whatever works best for you. We're pretty easy to get a hold of.
We
So
put Kelly's phone number, her cell numbers on the website, so feel free to phone or text, and
you'll be me you're chatting with.
Yep.
Hey. Okay, we got trivia for tonight.
That was a lot. We're an hour and a half. What kind of? They don't remember everything we talked about.
I'm willing to bet there's people taking notes. I don't remember everything we talked about. My goodness.
There's a lot to take in.
You come up with a trivia question. I'll write down the winner.
Kelly and Kyle, what's a good trivia question? Let's find out if folks were listening.
What's a good trivia question?
Who originally built the lodge?
Oh, that's a good one.
Ooh. We need first name, we need last name, we need mother's maiden name.
First and last name, and I can't spell it, so I don't think we can say spelling counts. I know Dan can't spell it.
I got my computer in front of me, buddy. I can Google
Whoa,
anything.
hey.
I bet you the Snozdowskis already have it already written out, probably.
I think we should give a prize for the most unique spelling coming in.
Oh,
There's some
that's a
interesting
good one.
ones.
Oh.
World is
A koozie? Who's a koozie?
oh, jacuzzi.
Costco? Maybe?
Oh, Jack Costco. Costco. Okay.
Keep it coming in. What do we got? I'm curious. What is the most unique spelling? Ooh,
It's a tricky one. When I looked it up, it took me a couple times.
Okay. Who is the first according to our timestamp, honey?
According to our timestamp, we have.
Sosnowskis are snoozing tonight.
Oh, what rookies, eh?
Mm-hmm.
There's your winner right there.
Congratulations, Angela Cook was the first one on our timestamp to come in, and I think she may have spelled it right too.
Oh,
I feel like those were typed
I
in
think the
before.
Sosnowskis had the year written down. They're like, oh, it's going to be something really hard.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they're look how many of them there are. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sneaky. But Angela Cook, you got it right. So you're gonna win a package from Big Sky. So tomorrow we're actually packaging all of the stuff up, all the Big Sky trivia stuff. It's gonna go in the mail on Monday.
Yeah, do us a little favor. It just kind of save us some steps and a little bit of housekeeping on our end. If you have won a trivia question or you won a main prize, please just go ahead and send us your full shipping address, including your first and your last name, especially you Instagram winners, okay? We're going to try and get everything settled up, and it'll just save some tag communication if you just go ahead and send us your address. We've been keeping records on our end, but by sending us that information, we can get everything off in the mail here this weekend.
And just wanted to make sure. Thank you. And I didn't have it typed before.
Hey.
Just quick.
Uh-huh. Lloyd wrote was going with the year 74.
Yeah, Lloyd's got 1974. He don't care the question.
Hey Lloyd, how long did you have 1974 in your comment? You could send. Hey. Okay, well, let's talk about the main event. So let's go ahead. Do you have a picture of the day 10 giveaway, hon?
Oh, I don't.
Uh-oh. Okay.
It's going to take me a second.
Kelly and Kyle stepped up in a big way. And you know what? Big congratulations to the two of you on this new adventure and this new chapter that you're starting in your lives. And they reached out to us and asked to be a part of 12 Days. Can you speak to a little bit around kind of the package you have put together for the 10th day of giveaway? What does it all include?
Definitely. So what you're going to get is you're going to get 4 days out at the lodge. So that will include you're going to get your flight from and to Mississippi on the float plane. You're also going to get the 4 days of fishing, with all the accommodations, your 3 meals a day. We're going to do a shore lunch within that days that you're with us. And so that'll include your boat, fuel, motor, everything you need while you're out there with us. So you just need to bring your tackle, your fishing gear, your clothing, and whatever you want to drink. That's pretty much what you need to bring. So, and get yourself to Mississippi and get home from there, and we'll supply the rest. Take care of you while you're there.
Hey. Big Sky's also throwing in some Big Sky bucks as well. So you can go ahead and get yourself a little bit of tackle before you head on up there. And then if you're still missing anything, you can pick some stuff up at their tackle shop on site.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So for the day 10, what did we ask you to do today? You had to go on. You had to like and share the day 10 giveaway post. You had to either follow or like, of course, both of the pages. Now, we had comments coming in earlier about how cute and how everybody really liked your logo. So that was a home run.
Perfect. Thank you.
But you had to like both pages. And folks, this is the important part. We cannot do 12 days of giveaway without the support of our partners. So that is really, really important. And then we asked you to tag 3 friends. Now we've done this before, and some of you were kind of chickens because you never ever posted who was who. I asked you to tag 3 friends, 2 that were good anglers and 1 that was a crappy angler. And we've seen some fighting words kind of going back and forth on a couple of comments around who's the good angler and who's the crappy angler.
Some people are vicious.
Hey. Okay, well, are we ready for the main event?
It's up to Kelly and Kyle. I'm just here to click a
Do
button.
it. I can't wait to see who wins this. Who's coming to visit us?
Hey. Okay, before everybody logs off, if you are not the winner of the giveaway and you're interested in booking your own trip, you can head where, Kelly and Kyle?
Give Kelly a call, 403-598-0834. or send us an email to beaverlodgeflyin@gmail.com. Those are probably your two easiest ways.
Superb. Okay, now I couldn't even count how many entries there were for today.
Well, I can take a look at the wheel. This will tell you. Like that is incredible. That's incredible. How many are on that wheel? So, are we ready to do this?
I hope you got that timer set for a long time because there's going to be a lot of people sitting at home.
32 minutes.
32 minutes?
Was that too long?
Hey.
Oh my goodness. Nick Best, did anyone tag Dan? Nick, I haven't spun the wheel yet, buddy. I can remove a name.
Nick knows that Alicia keeps you fed with fish.
Oh my god. Okay, we're spinning the wheel here. Let's see who's going to win his amazing prize.
Ooh, okay. What's the chances that it's going to be a Daniel?
I'm just saying, is that
Oh,
I must have spelt my name wrong.
big congratulations coming in for Daniel Richard. Hey, Daniel, if you are live with us tonight, let us know in the comments section. You just got yourself an outstanding trip for two to Beaver Lodge Fly-In on Lower Foster Lake. All inclusive, 4 days of fishing for you and a friend, Daniel. This is unbelievable.
Well, thank you. I'll be sure to take a friend with me.
Congratulations, Daniel. We can't wait to see you. Definitely.
If you know Daniel, you know who that is. Give him a call. Have him come online. Boy, oh boy. I bet you there's going to be some hooting and hollering when Daniel Richard gets the news.
Absolutely. It'll be a great trip, and I'm excited to see what they end up coming home with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding. And a Facebook. That looks like a Facebook entry to me, too. So if you know Daniel.
Hold on. Before it's picked, do you guys go onto your page, guys, and make sure Daniel Richard likes your guys' page? And I will do the same.
Yeah, he did. No, he's good.
Ooh, okay.
Hold on, I gotta find. It takes a.
Oh, hey.
I wonder if it's Daniel Richard from Bonnyville,
Bonnyville,
Alberta.
That's
Is
what
that
it
the
looks.
same Daniel Richard you found?
That's almost our neck of the
That
woods.
looks like
Yeah.
that's what we've seen.
Hey, that's some Alberta homegrown roots for you.
Yeah.
I guess coming to northern Saskatchewan. Congratulations, Daniel.
Only a couple-hour drive away.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey,
I you know what I
He's probably lake trout fishing on Cold Lake once in a while.
no kidding. Hey.
I did like the one comment in here. We should do a process or an elimination wheel. Eliminate draw until one name left. Okay, hold on. Let's do some quick math here.
I feel like we'd be here until tomorrow morning.
Well, let's just figure it out. At 868
Oh my goodness.
names.
Oh my goodness. Listen, if you are not Daniel Richard and you are interested in a trip of a lifetime to Beaver Lodge, Fly-In on Lower Foster, getting yourself some opportunities at trophy pike and lake trout fishing, you can book up the whole lodge for your corporate events, family reunions. Check them out. You can check out their website. You can get in touch with Kelly and Kyle. if you're interested in joining the Big Sky trip for 2026, that group trip, please send us a message after the show, because I feel like there might be a waiting list for that. Well, Kelly and Kyle, you know what? I'm going to ask everybody that's still tuned in. We still got 97. If you haven't already, let's wish Kelly and Kyle a huge congratulations. This has been a long time coming for them, as they have done a lot of research into picking out the perfect place for themselves and to run their family and raise their son. And big congratulations to them. So throw that in the comments. Like I said, it's amazing to see our friends really meet their, life goals. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for letting us be part of this. This has been wonderful. It's been lots of fun tonight. So
we've enjoyed all our trips together with you for sure. It's been it's great. It's great that we met. I'm glad that we met in life, and that we get to spend so much time together, and hopefully many more years together.
Mm-hmm.
Really making memories. We always we went on a trip once to Europe, and there was a big giant sign at a train station. It said collect memories, not things, and it's making memories. That's we try to everywhere we go, that's what we try to do, right? So hopefully our main end goal is that anybody that comes out, that's what they're going home with, is memories of a lifetime, right? You're never gonna forget the trip. It's there.
And you couldn't do it with a nicer family and nicer people, and Atlas is a great little angler too. So we're just really happy for you guys, and I think everybody else is excited for you too.
And it is one thing, if you've never been to a fly-in lodge, it is an experience. It's just an amazing experience, from the loading your stuff into the plane ride, I remember one of the first trips we went on, we actually sat in the front. I got to sit in the front seat of the pilot, and I was like, oh, this is all cool. And I've never been in a bush plane before, right? And all of a sudden he's looking down like this, working on his paperwork. And I'm looking around like, what is going on? He's like, let's grab that. I was like, oh, I'm flying the plane. He says, just aim for the horizon. We'll be good. Okay. Right? So
hold on. Meanwhile, I'm in the back seat thinking, holy crap, Daniel and I should not be on the same float plane together. We had to take two planes to that fly-in lodge. And I'm like, Daniel and I should not be on the same float plane. Who's getting Big Sky if we go down?
There's nothing more pristine than takeoff and landing in a float plane. It's just it's beautiful, right?
Yeah,
it's amazing. Rod McGregor comes on and says, congratulations to you both on your new adventure, New Year's resolution. He says, I promise I won't steal any more fish from Kelly.
Well, we'll see about that.
Seriously, every time their boat passed ours, he'd get a fish.
Well, you know what?
Here's how you get revenge.
Here's how you get revenge. At your tackle shop that you have on location, you bring in a whole slew of Turtle Ted Rod McGregor rods.
Right. There you go.
Rod McGregor rods for the real upside downers.
In case anyone wonders what Turtle Ted is, this is a Rod McGregor rod.
Yeah.
He fishes like this. He's a little.
Okay, well, thank you so
I
much.
I still think he'll pull in an amazing trout on that little rod just to show you up too.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring in Turtle Ted rod. Hey,
perfect.
I got a couple of them here, Rod. Don't worry. Yeah, I'll share with you, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Kelly and Kyle, thank you for joining us in studio tonight. It's been an amazing experience. I've learned a lot about Beaver Lodge, and I can't wait to come up there myself and see it firsthand. It looks beautiful, but getting up there and actually having the experience will be something completely different.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot. For having we appreciate it, and we can't wait to have you guys out and show you around.
And you guys, we'll give everybody another quick peek at your at the lodge, and we'll finish it off for you guys. Take care.
All right, have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. You get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Well,
We got a new theme song.
yeah, it's a perfect theme song for Beaver Lodge.
I agree. That's what do you got? You got a muskrat in your
My
hand?
my little fishing buddy says it's late and it's past his bedtime.
Looks like he's trying to sleep already.
He does what you do on the ice today, snoozes.
Yeah, but I caught fish. Well, that's
Wow.
amazing. I'm almost speechless
Are you? What are you speechless about?
because I'm speechless. That means you have no words, Alicia. Come on.
Hey. Yeah. I feel, you know what? I feel incredibly grateful and I feel incredibly honored that we were talking about fishing community earlier, but I feel incredibly grateful and honored that people reach out to us and that we have such amazing connections, literally from coast to coast and across North America, and that people partner with us. I feel incredibly grateful and honored for that.
Yeah, I do.
And Kelly and Kyle are a prime example of that, you know, honestly, when we meet people on our fishing adventures, when we say Big Sky family, we really mean Big Sky family, because you go from just strangers meeting along our adventures to becoming part of the Big Sky family.
That's right.
Well, there's nothing else to be said. How do you top that off? Day 10 is now in the books. If you're interested in booking that trip to Beaver Lodge, then let us know. If you're interested in a Big Sky trip and joining us on that group trip for 2026, please let us know. Send us a message after the show.
Yeah, that's actually really important because that's going to fill up really quick. So we'll make a list of everyone who watched it live, and then after that we'll have people after that. So you'll get first dibs when it does come out at the very least.
Hey. Yeah.
So, and once again, everybody who won something during 12 days so up till today, just write us your full name, mailing address, so we can get all your tackle packages, prizes, stuff sent out, and we can send all your information to the sponsor of the day as well to get you taken care of as well.
Yeah. We got day 11 and day 12 left. So hard to believe that we are not done yet. We still got 2 days left, folks. And tomorrow night we got a whole team joining us in studio. Tomorrow is Striker Day, so
Yeah.
you are not going to want to miss out on tomorrow's giveaway. And in studio tomorrow night, you are also not going to want to miss out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Got lots of questions, lots of things gonna happen tomorrow.
So stay
'Kay.
tuned. We wish everybody a very good night, and we look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow night.
Let's go get something for dinner.
Take care, everyone. Have
See
a
you
great
guys.
night.